Well, it seems to be that as we approach the end of the year and nearing that eventual start of production in early next year, that we're going to be getting more updates on Spider-Man 4. We know it's happening. It has a current release date of July 2026, although there's recent reports saying that that may be delayed because of production delays and all that. So we'll see. But either way, this movie's coming. They're working on it. And we have a report today that Madelyn Klein is reportedly in talks for a role in this film. So Madelyn Klein, you probably best recognize from Outer Banks. That's kind of the thing that's made her popular. And honestly, I think she's great in Outer Banks. I think she is probably the best part of Outer Banks, definitely the best actor on the show. I mean, that show's just also gone downhill recently. The most recent season, did not really care for it. But she was the best part. I think she's a great actress. She was also in Knives Out too. And so I think it's interesting that she is in talks for Spider-Man 4. I think that's great because now that I think about it, I feel like she hasn't really gotten a whole lot of work outside of Outer Banks and Knives Out too. I can't think of any other projects that I've seen her in personally. I'm not sure. I think I actually saw something she got cast in a movie with KJ Appa, but I don't know much about that. But now supposedly she is in talks for a role in Marvel Studios' Spider-Man 4. And there's a possibility maybe this could be Gwen Stacy because we know Peter, this is kind of going to be the college trilogy. He's going into college, he's going to meet some new friends, hopefully maybe a Harry Osborn and a Gwen Stacy. That would be great to see. And I think Madelyn Klein would actually be really great in that role. But then to try and live up to just the greatness that was Emma Stone as Gwen Stacy in the Amazing Spider-Man films, still to this day, at least for me personally, I think is one of the best superhero romances I've ever seen in film. And also we know that Zendaya's MJ is coming back, and it seems pretty likely that, obviously the spell, like, she forgot about him and everything, but they're probably going to set up, whether it's in this movie or hopefully later on down the line, that they're going to get back together. So maybe they won't introduce a Gwen Stacy. And especially if they do, I highly doubt they're going to do Spider-Gwen. Maybe, if it is a multiverse film, maybe they'll do a Spider-Gwen. This is a picture here of Madelyn Klein as Spider-Gwen for Halloween one year, I believe. So, I mean, that's possible. But what most of us believe will be the case here is that hopefully this will be the Black Cat. Because, I mean, Black Cat is just such an iconic Spider-Man character that we have never seen done in live action. After years of development of a Black Cat solo movie and a Silver Sable and Black Cat movie, and never getting that, and never getting her in a film. I mean, Felicia Hardy, the character, showed up in The Amazing Spider-Man 2, but obviously that didn't actually go anywhere. So now, honestly, I think this is the perfect time for Felicia Hardy, the Black Cat, in this MCU Spider-Man story, because Peter's at such a low point, such a dark, depressing time. Everybody's forgotten about him. He's so alone. Of course he would be tempted by darkness, by this mysterious cat burglar who is incredibly attractive. So how could he not? That it just fits and works so well. And also, going back to the fact that previously we have heard rumors that Black Cat will be in this movie. There was a rumor for a while that Sydney Sweeney was in talks for a role in this film, specifically Black Cat. And while I do think Sydney Sweeney is like peak casting for this role and would be absolutely perfect, I would also be happy with Madelyn Klein. I think Madelyn Klein is very similar to Sydney Sweeney in a lot of ways, kind of a breakout star of a streaming show, of a teen drama TV show. And Madelyn Klein just hasn't gotten as much work as obviously Sydney Sweeney has. She's really blasted off and just gotten so much work in recent years. So Madelyn Klein, I think, will be great for this. Obviously she's also incredibly attractive, in the same age range as Tom Holland and Zendaya. So I think that would be great. I think that would be really, really great to see. Now, What's interesting, though, is so this original report of Madelyn Klein being in talks for a role in Spider-Man 4 came from a post of Demois, which is not a source we really talk about super often. I think it's an anonymous thing, so it's very hit or miss, but sometimes it's incredibly accurate. I believe that's where, like, all of Avengers Endgame was leaked. So that could be accurate, but Daniel RPK, who of course is a scooper we're actually more familiar with and talk about more frequently here on the channel, he actually made a post today talking about this, saying that Madelyn Klein is not in talks for Spider-Man 4, but that instead they are looking for a Madelyn Klein type for a role in Spider-Man 4. Now, basically what that means is they're not necessarily in talks with Madelyn Klein, but they just want someone similar to her. We had something similar when they were casting She-Hulk, when they wanted an Alison Brie type. Kind of the big question that comes up with this is, okay, if you want an Alison Brie type, if you want a Madelyn Klein type, why don't you cast Madelyn Klein or Alison Brie? But apparently sometimes there's a situation where specifically they don't want that actress in the role, but they just want someone similar to that. Which, again, I would love Madelyn Klein as Black Cat. I would also love Sydney Sweeney as Black Cat. Other than that, obviously, there's probably other great ideas out there that I'm just not personally thinking of. But these two options here that are being presented, I really enjoy and I would love to see. But for now, hopefully at least we get Black Cat in Spider-Man 4, whether it's played by Sydney Sweeney or Madelyn Klein. I think Madelyn Klein would be great in the role. But either way, I just really want to see Black Cat in this film. I think she would be perfect. But it also depends on what they're going with this movie, because we still don't know, is it grounded, is it street level, or are they going full multiverse? We'll see. But anyways, guys, let me know your thoughts in the comments below. What do you think about these reports that Madelyn Klein possibly is in talks for a role in Spider-Man 4, or at least they're looking for a Madelyn Klein type for this movie? Who do you think she'll play? Who do you think is a Madelyn Klein type that could fulfill this role? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. And thanks for watching. Please drop a like if you enjoyed this video and hit the subscribe button so I keep you up to date on everything that goes on in the Marvel life.